The global food system is at a crossroads. As we navigate the complexities of 2026, the industrial meat complex faces mounting challenges, rising production costs, environmental concerns, and a growing consensus on the health risks associated with high levels of processed animal protein. However, the solution isn't necessarily found in lab-grown alternatives or highly. The complete protein pioneers. 1. Amaranth, Amaranthus. To the Aztecs, amaranth was more than food. It was a sacred source of vitality. Unlike many plant foods, amaranth is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids. The meat replacement factor. It is exceptionally high in lysine, an amino acid often missing in other grains but found in abundance in beef. Benefit. It provides a dense, nutty texture that serves as a satisfying base for protein-heavy meals. 2. Quinoa, Chenopodium quinoa. The Incas called quinoa the mother of all grains, but it is technically a seed. It was the primary fuel for Incan warriors who needed to sustain energy at high altitudes. The meat replacement factor. It contains roughly 8 grams of high-quality protein per cup. Benefit. It is rich in manganese and magnesium, which support muscle recovery in the same way that red meat's mineral profile does, but without the saturated fat. 3. Teff, Eragrostis tef. The foundational grain of Ethiopia, teff seeds are tiny but mighty. They have sustained some of the world's most elite endurance athletes for centuries. The meat replacement factor. Teff is a massive source of iron. For those who eat red meat primarily to maintain iron levels, teff offers a plant-based alternative that is significantly easier for the body to process. 4. Buckwheat, Phagopyrum esculentum. A staple in Eastern Europe and Asia, buckwheat, or kasha, is a pseudo-cereal that is naturally gluten-free and packed with protein. The meat replacement factor. It contains rutin, which strengthens the circulatory system. Benefit. Its hearty, savory flavor makes it an excellent substitute for ground meat in stews and grain-based burgers. The legume legends. 5. Black beluga lentils. Lentils have been cultivated since the dawn of agriculture in the Near East. The beluga variety is particularly prized for its likeness to caviar and its high protein density. The meat replacement factor. Lentils provide 18 grams of protein per cup. Benefit. They are the muscle builders of the plant world, providing the fiber necessary to keep blood sugar stable, a benefit animal proteins cannot offer. 6. Adzuki beans. Native to East Asia, these small red beans have been used for thousands of years in both culinary and medicinal contexts. The meat replacement factor. They are among the highest protein beans available and are remarkably easy to digest. Benefit. They contain high levels of molybdenum, a trace mineral that aids in liver detoxification. 7. Chickpeas, garbanzo beans. A cornerstone of the Mediterranean and Middle Eastern diets for 7,000 years, chickpeas are the chameleons of plant protein. The meat replacement factor. When combined with whole grains, they provide a protein profile comparable to poultry. Benefit. Their high fiber content promotes the growth of beneficial gut bacteria, strengthening the immune system. The ancient soy and fermentation masters. 8. Tempeh fermented soy. Originating in Indonesia over 1,000 years ago, tempeh is made by fermenting whole soybeans with a rhizopus mold. The meat replacement factor. It has a firm, steak-like texture and contains about 20 grams of protein per 100 grams. Benefit. Because it is fermented, the protein is predigested, making it highly bioavailable and gentle on the gut. 9. Natto. A traditional Japanese food made from fermented soybeans. Natto is perhaps the most functional meat replacement in existence. The meat replacement factor. It is the world's best source of vitamin K2. Benefit. K2 is essential for directing calcium to the bones rather than the arteries, offering cardiovascular protection that fatty meats often compromise. The marine powerhouses. 10. Spirulina. This blue-green algae was harvested by the Aztecs from Lake Texcoco. It is perhaps the most nutrient-dense food on the planet. The meat replacement factor. Spirulina is 60 to 70% protein by weight. Benefit. It contains gamma-linolenic acid, GLA, an anti-inflammatory fatty acid that is rare in the modern diet. 11. Dulse seaweed. Used by Vikings and coastal Celts, dulse is a red seaweed that, when pan-fried, famously tastes like bacon. The meat replacement factor. It is high in iodine and B12, two nutrients that plant eaters often struggle to find outside of animal products. The high-energy seeds. 12. Chia seeds. Aztec running food. Chia was used to sustain messengers on multi-day journeys. The meat replacement factor. They provide a massive dose of omega-3 fatty acids, replacing the need for fish oils. Benefit. They act as a slow-release energy source, preventing the energy crash often felt after a heavy meat-based meal. 13. Hemp hearts. Hemp has been used as a food and fiber crop in China for over 6,000 years. The meat replacement factor. Hemp contains edestin and albumin, two proteins that are remarkably similar to the proteins found in human blood. Benefit. It provides a perfect 3-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3, supporting brain health and skin vitality. 14. Pumpkin seeds, pepitas. Ancient cultures in the Americas recognized these seeds as a powerhouse for male health and parasitic protection. The meat replacement factor. They are exceptionally high in zinc and magnesium, minerals that are critical for testosterone production and muscle function. They've forgotten fungi and grains. 15. Lion's mane mushrooms. While mushrooms are fungi, lion's mane has been used in traditional Chinese medicine for millennia to support the 5 internal organs. The meat replacement factor. Its texture is nearly identical to crab or lobster meat. Benefit. It contains hericinones and erinacines, compounds that stimulate the growth of brain cells, nerve growth factor. 16. Freekeh. An ancient Levantine grain. Freekeh is young green durum wheat that is parched and rubbed. The meat replacement factor. It has 4 times the fiber of brown rice and a significantly higher protein content. Benefit. Its smoky, savory flavor provides the umami depth usually associated with smoked meats. 17. Sorghum. Drought-resistant and ancient, sorghum has been a staple in Africa for thousands of years. The meat replacement factor. It is a slow carb that provides the satiation of meat without the caloric density. Benefit. It is rich in polyphenol that inhibit the absorption of starch, helping to manage weight and blood sugar. The tree-based proteins. 18. Walnuts. Mentioned in ancient texts as food for the brain, walnuts have a chemical profile that supports neurological health. The meat replacement factor. When crumbled, they provide a texture similar to ground beef. Benefit. They are the only nut with a significant amount of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, supporting heart health. 19. Pistachios. A royal nut mentioned in the Old Testament. Pistachios were a prized snack for travelers on the Silk Road. The meat replacement factor. They are one of the lowest calorie, highest protein nuts, providing complete protein when eaten in sufficient quantities. 20. Morina, the miracle tree. Known as the drumstick tree, in ancient India, every part of the morina tree is edible and medicinal. The meat replacement factor. The dried leaves contain twice the protein of yogurt and significantly more iron than spinach. Benefit. It is a powerful anti-inflammatory that helps clear toxins from the bloodstream.